to your point, I kept saying when Meghan Markle was saying she was the most trolled person in the world, if you want to be taken seriously as an authority on something, you don't make it about yourself.
So Meghan and Harry just completed their Australia tour while simultaneously launching $60 candles using their children's royal titles. The same titles she claimed were denied due to racism. This perfectly captures their hypocrisy, denouncing the monarchy while profiting from it. Let's break down this stunning contradiction.
You bring research to look at Catherine. Catherine, when she talks about the Early Years Project, she never says, as George was growing up, as Catherine was, as I brought up, she says, here's the research that we facilitated. She says, here are the analytics. And I think that Meghan needs to take a cue, and she needs to take herself out of the equation, and she needs to provide legitimate research to back up what she's saying.
The contrast is striking. Catherine's Early Years Project has generated peer-reviewed research published in medical journals, working with Cambridge University's Centre for Family Research. She presents data on brain development and child outcomes. Meanwhile, the other approach relies purely on personal grievance without scientific backing.
She needs to provide some solutions, and she needs to stop making everything all about her if she wants to seriously be taken as a credible influencer in the space.
This victim-centered approach undermines any serious advocacy. Real change requires evidence-based solutions, not personal narratives. When every issue becomes about your own suffering rather than the people you claim to help, you lose credibility as an advocate and become a celebrity seeking sympathy.
There's a video that's circulating, and there's an individual that's on the beach, and she sees this huge crowd of Harry and Meghan's entourage approaching, and she just continues to keep writing in her journal. She's unfazed, and that's what Rupert's describing right now, this person that's completely unfazed, unimpressed, and not moving for this pair.
That Bondi Beach video went viral precisely because it captured public indifference. The woman writing in her journal didn't even look up as their massive security detail approached. It perfectly symbolized how Australians viewed this tour. Manufactured celebrity theatre, not genuine royal engagement.
Unbothered, unimpressed, and ultimately thinking, what was the point?
And we can agree with that. You and I are like, I mean, Kevin O'Sullivan just said that to me. He's like, everybody's still trying to figure out what it's about. But you and I, we know ultimately what it was about. It was about salvaging a brand that is falling to pieces and making a quick buck.
Reports suggest they charged substantial appearance fees for this tour, directly violating Queen Elizabeth's explicit half-in, half-out prohibition. She specifically said they couldn't profit from royal status while criticizing the institution. They're doing exactly what she forbade after her death.
It wasn't about changing the life of a poor child that's sitting in a hospital suffering from cancer. It wasn't about making somebody's day who lost their loved one in the Bondi Beach shooting. That came second to ensuring that Meghan Markle's outfits were already available on that website, ready to go, so that you too can do some performative activism and make, try to elevate yourself.
The Bondi Junction attack killed 6 people, including a mother protecting her baby. Having merchandise ready for immediate sale after visiting tragedy sites reveals their true priorities. Grief and trauma become marketing opportunities, not genuine moments of compassion and support.
And now I think we've got candles that have been designed by their children, haven't we?
Yeah, the Archie candle and the $60 Archie candle. I mean, get out of here.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It's Prince Archie, because she uses their titles to promote it.
These are 5- and 3-year-old children being monetized through $60 candles marketed with their royal titles. It's particularly hypocritical given his memoir details the trauma of childhood exploitation by the press. He's now orchestrating the same exploitation for profit.
You don't monetize your children, no. And then using a title that, yes, they are the prince and princess, but why? You don't want them to be there. You don't want to be part of the royal family. Grow up.
His book Spare extensively details the psychological damage from being used as a royal commodity as a child. Yet he's now allowing his own children to be marketed using the same titles he claimed caused his trauma. The hypocrisy is breathtaking.
And you told an American audience that you weren't going to be given those titles because the royal family is racist, and you never took back those words. You specifically said Archie didn't have a prince title because of the color of his skin, which was not that it was just historically not true. Archie would not have that title until his grandfather was the king, not his great grandmother. So you lied. You never apologized. You never corrected yourself.
The 1917 letters patent clearly states great-grandchildren of the monarch aren't automatically princes until their grandparent becomes king. Archie became Prince Archie the moment Charles was crowned, exactly as the law dictated. She knowingly lied to Oprah about racist title denial.
And now you're utilizing these titles that you were given after the death of Queen Elizabeth and I'm telling you, Rupert, like, I think that the slowly teasing of the children's faces is because she's going to make bank when she reveals their faces for People magazine, because People magazine, some of those outlets like that will pay these people, 50,000, 100,000 for the big reveal. And I think that that's what she's holding out on.
People magazine reportedly pays up to $500,000 for exclusive celebrity baby photos. The strategic withholding of their children's faces creates artificial scarcity, driving up potential payouts. It's a calculated media strategy disguised as protecting privacy, pure commercialization.
Well, Harry should be growing some and tell her, no, you're not monetizing my children. That's what he wanted to get away from.
His memoir describes crying in his car after being forced into media appearances as a child, calling it exploitation. He specifically wanted to escape that system, yet he's now facilitating the exact same commodification of his own children's royal status.
I don't think that's maybe what he wanted to get away from, but Meghan always resented the fact that at in the Windsor Castle guest shop, there were postcards with her face on them, and they weren't receiving a kickback from that. That was what her issue was. Not that they were being monetized, but that she wasn't receiving a percentage of it.
Royal merchandise traditionally funds castle maintenance and charitable work through the Royal Collection Trust. Windsor Castle alone costs millions annually to maintain. She wanted personal profit from her image, not understanding these sales support historic preservation and public access.
Well, she failed to understand that money is there designed to help from the royal family.
Maintain the perimeter, maintain these old buildings that cost a lot of money.
Well, that's the point. That's what she complained about when she was last in Australia.
Windsor Castle's annual maintenance exceeds £30 million, funded partly through merchandise sales that support conservation and public access. Royal Collection Trust operates as a charity. Her complaint about not getting kickbacks shows complete misunderstanding of institutional versus personal profit.
Well, she got our wish. Monetize this trip, and has she made a lot of money? I'd be interested to know whether these outfits did go off the shelf. I'd be interested, did they make money?
Early reports suggest their Australia tour merchandise saw disappointing sales, with several outfits remaining available weeks after their appearances. Public reception was notably lukewarm compared to working royals' visits. The commercial approach may have actually backfired spectacularly.
I truly am amazed that this is a conversation we're still having. Harry's US visa controversy isn't going away. but it has been put on pause. Officials have delayed the release of his immigration records until after King Charles's state visit to the United States, effectively sidestepping any potential diplomatic fallout.
US immigration forms require disclosure of illegal drug use. His memoir admits to cocaine, cannabis, and magic mushrooms, with specific details about locations and circumstances. Lying on federal immigration documents is a felony that can result in deportation regardless of status.
At the center of this is whether Prince Harry accurately disclosed past drug use on his visa application, something he later openly discussed is not enough of a word. I feel like it's celebrated in his memoir, Spare. A legal push led by the Heritage Foundation is what started all of this. But they had to recently admit that they missed the March deadline to release the paperwork that apparently they were owed.
He detailed using cocaine at parties, smoking marijuana, and taking psychedelic mushrooms in detailed passages. These aren't vague admissions, they're specific accounts that directly contradict standard visa application requirements. Immigration fraud carries serious federal penalties.